All right, today we're going to tie my son Harrison an Easter fly, something to put in his golden egg, and I'm going to tie it with the hair from our dog Mr. Wiggles. So we're going to name this fly Mr. Wiggles. Anyway, I'm not don't do many of these videos, so I'm probably going to stutter a little bit and may stick myself with a hook. I may cuss. I may cry. Hell, you never know. But anyway, get it started. We're going to do a little bit of a thread wrap to get it started. Dress the hook down almost to the bend of the hook. There, we're going to look for my scissors. Get those bad boys. And we're going to bring it back up. And we're going to put a little thread base with some wraps around it to hold this 3.0 bead. This is a number 16 fire hole something. I can't remember the number of it, but anyway, it is a fire hole hook, which is, I really like the fire hole hooks, whatever that's worth. So instead of doing like a Coke de Leon tail, what I'm going to do is use a little bit of this crystal flash. We'll start out just catching it right there, pulling it. Well, I don't necessarily like that, but it's going to do for this. I've started using more of this crystal flash as a tail. I'm using 2 pieces. As you can see, I'm holding it between my fingers and spreading it out as I'm wrapping. And now I got that secured. I'm going to cut it about that long. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some, if I can find the stuff. I had a piece ready to go, and I think I sneezed earlier and blew it off the table. Anyway, we're going to use a Hens. This is going to be a terrible video, but anyway, it is what it is at this point. Piece of Hens 233 as the body, which is called the Gasolina. There it is. It calls itself dark brown, but it doesn't look very dark brown to me. So I'm going to bring the thread back up behind the bead. I'm going to catch that sucker right there, pull it up. Not like that, I'm not. Anyway, I'm trying to catch it here. There we go. Pull it up tight and give it a thread wrap to the back. I just put a little bump in it. I'm going to take that out. There we go. Then I'm going to bring the thread back up to the front. I'm going to put a little 1/2 hitch. Well, I say I'm going to put a 1/2 hitch in it. Trying to put a 1/2 hitch in it. Then my fancy bobbin holder is malfunctioning. I got it though. So I'm going to put it up in the rest, and then I'm going to use the rotary function of this Renzetti vise. And I'm going to run basically touching wraps up to the front, all the way up. You're not really going to see all of this, so it doesn't really matter. It's just a little bit of almost a translucent look to the fly, because of we're using the Mr. Wiggles hair as a hackle, as a soft hackle. So I've got that secured. Put a little bit of Solarise on here, just a little bit. Give it some durability. Probably a little too much. Ooh, I know that was too much, but as they say in this part of the country, that dog will hunt though. Nuke it a little bit with the UV light. Now, I'm going to make a bit of a soft tackle. This fancy schmayin bobbin holder keeps malfunctioning. I may say one of those cuss words I mentioned. Alright, so I'm going to make a dubbing loop. So bring it around twice, close the loop off, give it a couple wraps, put my fancy schmancy schmayin, I guess I said that right, bobbin, not bobbin holder, dub loop spinner, thinger. And now I'm going to take, some of these wiggle hairs are a little bit long, but I think I can pick through them a little bit. So we'll take a little bit of this hair, put it in here, maybe just a little bit more. I don't like that piece. It had some gnarliness to it. I'm really not sure how well this is going to turn out, to be honest with you. I haven't experimented much with dog hair, but it looked like I could do it. So I'm going to trim it up a little bit so it's not so gnarly, because this is a number 16 fly. It's not very big. Now I got it in there, and we'll spin that sucker like that. And as I thought it would, it's matted up a little bit, which is fine. I'll take my fancy brush here, which is a toothbrush with some Velcro stuck on the back of it. Hillbilly ingenuity. And I'm going to hold that put a wrap on it. I'm going to catch the thread, the dubbing loop thread, make a couple wraps around it, maybe 3, just to make sure it's secure. Reach in and cut it off as close as I can without cutting Mr. Wiggles or Mr. Wiggles' hair. Now we got, put some more wraps around it, make a little kind of a hot spot. Get my whip finish tool, put a couple turns of whippy dippity on it. Cut it close. Maybe trim it up a little bit, get some of the gnarly off of it. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Wiggles.